Hello, beautiful person, beautiful world. All right, so I'm going to get into the video because I don't know how to really pop this off. So I just want it to be like an authentic conversation about my journey. And it's something that I was kind of apprehensive to share, but it's something I feel like would be helpful to other people. And I do want to kind of, one, hold myself accountable, but two, just be like a guiding light for other people who are on similar journeys. So for the past few years, probably since I started drinking, which was like around, I really started drinking probably like 18, 17, 18. I've been like struggling with alcohol in different various ways. And I just want to share like my current sobriety journey and how I intend to really make this like impactful change in my life. And I just want to share like where it started and how it became a problem for me. So the first time I ever had a drink was in middle school, technically. Like one of my friends brought a water bottle of vodka onto the bus and we all were taking shots from it. And I didn't really think anything of it because we were in middle school, so I have no real cognitive processing. And I was like, whatever, it's cool. It's just a little vibe. But then once I got to high school, I never really drunk for real. But I do remember like once we graduated high school was when I was like, I had my first real drink and I was like, okay, I kind of like this. But again, it was like a one-off kind of time. And then from there, I didn't really drink again until I got to college and I was drinking on a regular basis because it was so normalized. It was really just like, we're all drinking, so why not? But now looking back, I can see how that was like the beginning of forming this negative pattern. And even once I got to grad school, I would go through periods of time where I would go through like a bottle of wine on my own, just sitting and chilling at home, watching TV. It was crazy, but again, I had kind of normalized it because it was like, I'm going through grad school, I'm kind of stressed, so this is my way of letting off steam. So I never really stopped drinking at any point until my accident in the middle of grad school, and that was kind of by force. It was unintentional. It was more so like, you're going through a recovery process and it's probably best if you don't drink right now because your body's focused on healing. And during that time, I was just kind of going through the process of healing and recovering, so I wasn't really focused on drinking anyways. And so from July 2022 to October 2023 is about the longest period of time I went without drinking, but I wasn't really keeping track of that time intentionally because, I mean, I didn't really have a need to because I didn't think I had a problem at that moment in my life. So once I moved out of my parents in April of 2024, that's when I started to really notice I had like a negative pattern going. And it wasn't even really me who pointed it out. It was actually my ex who I was with for a few months at that point. And he was just like, your drinking is starting to concern me and your behavior. Like, of course, like whenever I would drink, I would be a completely different person. I would be a lot more angry. I would probably say mean, rude things, and I would kind of just like lose all control over myself, and I didn't like that feeling anyways. So being told that from somebody you love and care about did kind of prompt me to stop drinking. Even though in that time I was telling myself that I was stopping for myself, my ex was definitely like the catalyst for me to stop drinking at that time. So, and I can see now how, looking back, if I would have been in therapy at the time, I probably would have had somebody tell me like, you need to make this choice for yourself and not for somebody else, because it is going to cause you to slip back if anything happens in your relationship that is negative. And I mean, hindsight is 2020. I know better now, but from that point when I did decide, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just stop drinking altogether. After my ex told me that, I was like, I'm gonna just be done with it. I don't really need it anyways because of my health issues and like just trying to focus on staying healthy within this new chapter of my life. And I have a lot of goals I want to work towards. So those were like my main reasons. But then I was also like, I don't want to like ruin my relationship because I'm an alcoholic, or I could be an alcoholic, or have a drinking problem, whatever, however I was trying to frame it at that time in my life. I didn't want to let that affect other relationships in my life because I already had like lost a lot of relationships from being in my accident, and a lot of people just kind of fell off. And of course, I'm sure they were thinking like, oh, Pat's good, like he's recovered and everything. But I did go through a time where I was feeling very lonely and just like my whole life had kind of fell apart and I didn't really have many people left. So I was really clinging for anybody I had at that time in my life. So yeah, I didn't drink again until November of that year, 2024. And so that was 7 months where I wasn't drinking. That was like my first time really intentionally not drinking. And even then during that time, whenever people would ask if I was drinking, I'd be like, oh, I'm not drinking right now. I wouldn't say like I'm sober or I don't drink at all. I would be like, I'm just not drinking right now. Because I was like, what if there's a point in my life where I decide I want to have a drink at some other point? And that point did come once we broke up in November. And during that time, I was just feeling very alone and isolated. And so in order to kind of numb those feelings and numb my depressive thoughts, I was like, let me just have a drink here or there. I didn't think I was like an alcoholic. I just thought I had a drinking problem, which is honestly the same thing. We'll start off with like wine coolers and an occasional beer, which is crazy because I don't even like beer, which is probably how I should have known that there was something deeper going on. But from that point, there was kind of like the beginning of my downward spiral. I would only drink mostly wine or beer. And then following that next year, I think it was like January or February, when I first actually was like, I'm gonna drink tonight. Going into 2025 is when I was like drinking in a more balanced way, or so I thought. Throughout that year, I would just drink and take a break for like a month, and I would keep doing that and just to keep myself kind of centered. But then when it came to like October is when I started getting depressed, or I was already depressed, but my depression got a lot worse. And I got laid off from my job, so it was just too much going on at the same time. And I think feel like all of my trauma kind of bubbled up to a point where my only way I felt like I could cope was by drinking all the time. So I was drinking all throughout the day, multiple days out the week. It wasn't like every day, but it was like maybe like 3 or 4 days out of the week, which is crazy still. But I just remember there were so many nights where I would black out or not really remember too much of the night before, and that's what really made me decide in October, really November, like is when I kicked it off. But I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, TikToks, and just finding like different resources to kind of help prepare myself for that next chapter, which I knew was going to be sobriety. I just had to find what it was going to look like for me. And after Thanksgiving, I was like, okay, I need to let this go. And I don't need to find like a way to normalize it. I need to just cut it out of my life altogether. And so from then on, I decided to just completely stop drinking. I haven't had a drink since. I don't plan on having a drink for the rest of my life. And this is something I'm fully committed to. And I just want to find a new way to reframe my thinking surrounding drinking, because for a long time it just became a normal way to cope. And now I have new ways to cope, like focusing on God, praying, working out, and meditating, staying mindful, and just healthy habits that are helping me stay away from drinking altogether. I am trying to get back into therapy coming soon, actually very soon, this week soon. But aside from that, I'm really just trying to not allow the negative previous thoughts I was having to circle back around or get back into my mind. Because of course the trauma and everything is still there, but that doesn't mean I can use something as an excuse to potentially destroy my life. And that's why I just want to like film this as like some kind of encouragement to somebody else who might be going through something similar, or if they just are curious like how they don't want their life to go, or like what signs they need to look for. What I have to realize too is like I don't need to compare my sobriety journey to other people's, and to just remember that I'm doing this for myself and for my family and my loved ones. Because again, I don't like who I am when I am drunk. I get out of control, I act crazy, I say crazy things. Mostly things I don't even believe or agree with. I'm just saying things just because they're crazy, and I'm like, oh, I'm drunk, so that's an excuse to say something crazy. And it's not. I don't want to create any excuses for myself. This is my own journey, and it's something I'm fully committed to, and I'm excited to see how my life transforms. And honestly, even within the past 2 month span, I have been like more creative than I have been in a long time. I've been reading a lot. I've been really locked in with the word. Just excited to see how much more it transforms and how much more blessings and opportunity come from it, because life has been rough, but I know it gets better on the other side of this. So I'm just committing to this cause of my life, and to anybody else who is on their sober journey, lock in. You got this. Come here for encouragement. I want to post like regular sobriety updates just to share my journey and again hold myself accountable. But if you just want to look into this, like have this be a place you come to for some type of outside accountability, please do. I invite you to. And until next time.